I no longer trust the NFL's Pro Bowl selection or the NFL Hall of Fame for very obvious reasons, but I do trust our awards. Hey guys, it's me, Leah the Squirrel. I'm here with Voice of Reason, and it's time for an awards show.
Yep, it is time for our NFL honors. Unfortunately, Nikki couldn't be here because of dadly issues, and I think his work schedule is also a little is different compared to ours. So yes, it is once again time for the Haymakers NFL Awards plus Super Bowl 60 predictions. So,
Yes.
yep, as always, we have our traditional categories, talking about the rookies, the coaches, comeback players, performing players, and our MVP. Plus, we have our own categories spread out that we like to express, like what we liked and disliked for the year. And as always,
I
sorry.
I do have a suggestion that we should add for next year, that being most incompetent decision or play.
Ooh, okay. Like
Because
worst play. Got it.
worst play and incompetent decision, kind of like a counterpoint to, like, as an example, well, the firing of the Bills head coach. That's a stupid decision. It's not his fault.
Yep. And worst play, kicking the ground.
Yes.
I can't think of anything.
Passing into triple coverage.
I can't think of anything worse than Young Wei Koo kicking the ground.
I'm a punt the earth. That'll work.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's get things started with Offensive Rookie of the Year. Leah, who is your Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Now, I might catch some flack for this, but I am picking Jackson Dart. Now, I have reasons behind this. He played incredibly well, considering the bullshit around him.
Yep.
One, his coaching staff, the coaching staff he has, is god awful. Luckily, they're fixing that, hopefully.
Yep.
Two, one of his tools, Cam Scatterboo, disappeared off the face of the earth because his ankle decided to separate. And if you look at some of his stats, you go, oh well, he did really well considering. 2,200 yards, considering what he has as options, is pretty good. 63.7 completion, that's just outright good. 15 touchdowns on a terrible team is good. Only threw 5 interceptions the whole season. That's really good.
Yeah, that's honestly. I mean, considering he only started week 4, week 5.
Yeah, he started 12 games.
Yeah. Yeah. So given all that, plus he also had that the injury concern. That's actually pretty good. I mean, considering that, I think the only person that had like a better interception ratio was Bo Nix.
He is better than Pro Bowler Shador Sanders.
I still don't understand why that happened.
Because no one else wants to play in the Pro Bowl. Literally, that is the only reason.
Ugh. And that's probably why Josh Allen's not playing, because he re-hurt his ankle.
Yes, foot.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
He also has a passer rating of 91, which, once again, all things considered, pretty good.
Yeah.
We will not talk about his QB rating.
Yeah. Well, also consider him and, well, at least for this QB class, him and Tyler Shuck probably have the best passer ratings. I think I believe they're in the 90s.
Yes. It's like, I with offensive rookie, I always kind of like, I will give rookie QBs who have basically nothing around them to
Hmm.
help a bit of a boost just because it's like, hey, you're doing really good and you basically are throwing to nobodies.
Yeah.
And your offensive line is tissue paper.
Yep. Yeah. So my pick for offensive rookie of the year, I was kind of waffling between whether I wanted to put Trevion Henderson because the guy was absolutely underrated as a as an offensive running back. But I'm gonna go the obvious pick. I'm picking Ted McMillan from the Carolina Panthers. Uh, led all rookies in receiving yards, went 70 receptions, 7 touchdowns, longest going for 43. Uh, yeah, like him, like having Tet on the team gives Bryce Young, gave, essentially gave
An
Bryce Young,
outlet.
yeah, get an outlet to go, basically to have him 1-2 with Xavier Legette.
And honestly, rookie QBs kind of need that.
Yeah,
Well, not Bryce isn't a rookie, but he still needs that. Some QBs just need someone they can like quickly pass the ball to as a safety valve.
yep, yeah. I think and everyone's saying like, who was this? Yeah, and one of the NFL reporters, they have Ted McMillan as their number one QB that performed this year. Anyway, let's move on to defensive rookie of the year, and boy, there was slim pickings this year for
Yeah,
defensive rookies because there really weren't any standouts.
usually I like to if one of the people on this is on the podcast has picked one person, especially in rookies, I tend to like to pick another one so we can give the rookies a bit more shine. And it's like there isn't anyone I can really talk about.
Yeah, not really. So I guess the default winner and probably going to be winning is Carson Schwarzenegger, linebacker for the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
Led all rookies in tackles, 146. Led in stops with 78. 11 tackles for a loss, providing 20 QB pressures, and 2.5 sacks. So, yeah, there really wasn't that much this year as far as defensive rookies. I mean, if Abdul Carter wasn't problematic, I probably would have picked him. But other than that, yeah, the defensive rookies this year were kind of blasé compared to last year.
Yeah, there wasn't like a standout person or people. There was just a lot of people who were okay,
Mm-hmm.
doing their job.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of doing their jobs and doing them actually very well, let's move on to the next category, Coach of the Year.
I like
And
this
so
award.
and someone is very happy to talk about this award. So, Leah, you're Coach of the Year.
Is Ben Johnson. We
Yeah.
went from Eberflus, possibly one of the worst coaches who got fired mid-season, and Thomas Brown, but I don't blame him. Mid-season coaching transitions are usually horrible.
Mm-hmm.
It usually happens on bad teams, and new coaches in general usually have struggles. We went 5-12 last season. We're last in the division and had no hope of making playoffs. Ben Johnson comes in and we make it to the divisional round in one season.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, like almost always, you hear it's like the first season, teething issues, you might make the playoffs. I like, I'm almost certain me and Nikki were hoping, okay, we get a 500, like a 500 record for the year. That'd be great. We weren't expecting to go 11-6 and win the North.
No, that I think shocked everybody.
Win the North and have the 2 seed and nearly the 1 seed.
Yeah, but speaking of another 2 seed team that ended up last in their division, God, I hate that I have to say this, but my coach of the year is Mike Vrabel of the Pats.
Yeah,
Going from
fair.
going from 4-13 to 14-3, number 2 seed,
I
and
I
making
will
it to
say
the
this.
fucking Super Bowl.
I will say this. The reason I didn't put him as my coach of the year is mostly due to that wet paper towel soft schedule they had.
I
Now, I will
understand.
say they did play really well, but it helps to get that 14 win streak, not win streak, uh,
Win
win
season.
record
Yeah,
if you have a very mild schedule, which they did.
true. But what also kind of propelled this is how they also performed in the playoffs. Because not you again, Chargers was probably a cakewalk, even though that game didn't get a touchdown until the fourth quarter. But beating the number one defense in the league with with the Texans, and then just battling out in the cold against the Broncos in Mile High for the record, uh, it proves that okay, no, these guys meant business, and I think
I
at
can't give I can't give you the Broncos one, but the other two, yes, very much
yes,
so.
yeah, uh, but yeah, going up against like especially those first 2 teams, it proves that yeah, no, they got the Vrabel was the right hire from the beginning, and 100% they'll be uh like Vrabel is here to stay. Uh
I will say this: all the teams that the Patriots face this year, all except for 3 of them, didn't fire their head coach
yeah.
or their offensive defensive coordinators.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm like, huh. Maybe losing to the Patriots was the kryptonite for a lot of those guys.
Pro- Probably. All right, but anyway, uh let's move on to the next category, comeback player of the year. And
There wasn't many options this year.
wasn't many options, but there is an obvious number one. And that, of course, is Christian McCaffrey on the 49ers. The main reason? He didn't get injured.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Like, again,
He
great.
didn't get injured. The rest of his team, on the other hand,
Yeah. That, honestly, I think that's why. Because every time someone got injured, Christian McCaffrey did better. I mean, the only exception was Kittle in the divisional round, but
playoffs are wonky. We don't count that.
no, but yeah, Christian McCaffrey had a great season, and especially coming off of another injury that I forgot. Was this the undisclosed one? I can't remember.
I don't know.
But anyway, just again, considering this guy is notoriously gets hurt at the wrong times, and he had an amazing season. He had an amazing season as a running back on a team that is notorious for being subjected to the injury bug time and time again. Yeah, obvious winner.
Mm.
All right, now let's move on
And
to.
and
Sorry, good.
there is. I will bring up one thing. I just couldn't find anyone else. I was like, who else could I pick? Is there anyone else? No, not really.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence maybe, but
Eh.
yeah,
I if I counted bad, like playing poorly for a season and then playing well, I would have put on Caleb.
yeah. All right. Okay. Next, let's move on to the veteran player category, starting off with offensive player of the year, and both of our picks are NFC wide receivers, but from
Yeah,
different teams.
yeah.
Leah, who is your offensive player of the year?
I may not agree with his off the field conduct, but on the field, Puka Nakua did really well.
Yeah, Puka's pretty good.
Eh, he, if I'm honest, he is part of the reason they went as far as they did.
Oh yeah.
Mm. It's like he let's look at the stats. He's only been playing for 3 years, and yet this was probably his best.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Nearly 2,000 yard receiving.
Mm-hmm.
1 second, I'm just double checking. Nope, that's not enough to. So 800 scrimmage altogether yards. 1,800. That's very good. Over 10 yards a reception, really good. 10 touchdowns, really good.
Yep.
80 first downs, so good. 70% success rate, that's once again best he's ever done. If if you gave any team him a player with just those stats, they'd be incredibly happy. But then you add on the fact that he had over 100 yards a game. Like, there isn't a stat that he has that I would point to as bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not counting his rushing stats, because he's not really a rusher.
Right. As for me, 3 words: Jackson Smith in Jigba. This guy was a beast. Like every time, like the Darnold JSN connection was absolutely insane this year. I think he actually beat the Seahawks receiving single season record this year. Not to mention 1,793 yards receiving, on average of 15.1 receiving yards per game. So he's making that is basically a first down on every catch. Plus 10 touchdowns, longest was 63. Dude is amazing. I cannot stress how great of a pick JSN was for the Seahawks. Now, let's move on to Defensive Player of the Year. And once again, obvious pick. Although there were plenty of good candidates out there, but I think we gotta
You break
give it
a
to
single season record, you get the award.
Yeah, we gotta give it to Myles Garrett. 23 sacks. Yeah.
And that's the thing. It wasn't just, oh, I got the sack record. He also did really well in general.
Yep.
Like if it was like, oh, I broke a record and that's all I did for the season, I probably might not give the nod to Myles, but no, he actually did everything.
Yep, 60 tackles, 43 of them solo, 3 forced fumbles. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think 100%. That is the like obvious pick for defensive player of the year.
Yeah, this is one of the awards where it was like, okay, I can't find anyone who's even close to what Myles did this season. It's obviously him.
All right. Now it's time for our version of the awards. These are all of our categories that we do each year. Let's start off with
fun ones.
Yep. Starting off with biggest disappointment. I guess I'll go first on this one since I haven't had really a chance to go first. So,
yes.
Biggest disappointment this year. There are a number of things we can go over. My Bills, just like not doing well in the as well in the regular season as last year. Tampa falling apart, that was a big surprise. But I think the biggest disappointment, how big of a Super Bowl hangover the Chiefs had. Now, of course, we go over this year, it's like, okay, there's usually one team that goes in the playoffs uh, in the Super Bowl, and then usually has a down year. But not this bad. Like the Chiefs have,
Like,
yeah,
I start of the year, I thought, okay, the Chiefs will probably not. They might win their division, but they'll at least make wild card.
yeah.
That's what I thought would happen. Not what actually happened.
No, like everything just started falling apart. Like even starting in the beginning of the season, they didn't have Rasheed Rice at the beginning, for legal issues. And then when they started making their comeback, everything started to fall apart. Like I think right after the Bills game.
And the thing was, it wasn't even like a proper comeback. It would start and then it would stop. It would start and then it would stop.
Yeah, but then after the stop, they just kept on going, and you know the big catalyst for all that was Patrick Mahomes getting injured. Like once he was out
I think at that point it was already kind of over.
yeah, but yeah, that was just kind of like nail through the heart, and then of course Gardner Minshew got injured, and then everything just kept going down, and then they had to bring in I forgot who their backup quarterback to both those two were, but it realized, these guys aren't going anywhere, and it was like just like how far the Chiefs fell this year was just like a sight to be seen. However, it wasn't like this was a big downfall. What was the other downfall this year, Leah?
Well, I'll be talking about this team again later. But it's the Colts. The Colts were doing so well, and then they decided, no, we've won enough games this season.
Mm. Yep.
Let me bring up the schedule real quick.
I think they lost all of their games after their 8-2 loss. They're 8-1 and then lost the rest of the games this year.
Let's see. Here we go. They won their first 3 games against the Broncos, Dolphins, and Titans. Some of those were expected. And then they lost the Rams. Then they continued winning against some credible teams, some not so credible teams. Then they lost to the Steelers. Then they beat the Falcons. And then the collapse happened.
Yep, they lost. Like, they stopped running the ball, and Daniel Jones went down.
Yes, that didn't help.
Yeah, because
they lost their last 7 games.
Yeah, and also the fact that they did not play Anthony Richardson for the year,
which is crazy.
Because this was going to be the franchise savior, and no, like it turns out this guy was a massive bust, and they decided, this guy's hurt, we're not going to play him, so they went with Sam Ellinger and another QB, which we will talk about a little bit later.
Which I do not blame the other QB for their losses.
Exactly. But yeah, so that goes for our biggest disappointments. But now, all right, time to tug on the shirts. It's time for the controversies. What was the biggest controversy this year for the NFL?
There was a couple.
Uh-huh.
By the way, we will not be talking about the controversies that happened literally this week.
Mm-mm. Well, no,
those are for next year.
Yeah, that's a next year thing.
Because the controversy isn't over.
They're still going over it with the committee.
Yes. So, I picked, and I can't believe I have to say this happened this season, technically. Justin Tucker getting touchy-feely with people he really shouldn't have.
Oh, yeah. Way to tarnish your frickin' legacy, dude.
Yep. And now you don't have much of a legacy because all your records got broke.
Cam Little showed you up.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's you should know what happened with that. If you haven't, look it up. U-Tree did some stuff on it.
Yep. Alright, now it's time for my controversy, and this actually hits a little closer to home because I work for this network. It's Disney versus Google. Now,
Careful, they're watching.
yes, they're watching a F tier podcast about the NFL.
I mean, Google might be.
Maybe. Okay, so here's what happened. This happens every year. Networks will renegotiate.
I want this game. I want that game. You can have that game.
Well, specifically, networks will renegotiate contracts with cable providers. This happened a couple years back with ESPN and and Charter with Spectrum. Fox will, I think, I'm trying to remember. Fox goes through the same thing again with their providers, but mostly the issues with streaming services, specifically Google's YouTube TV.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know the exact. Actually, you probably can look this up quick. So the big issue this year was about carriage fees. Like, okay, like for example, YouTube TV wanting more money from Disney to essentially air their programming, and nobody was budging. So we were so basically like all the ESPN places that ran YouTube TV ads. Ran YouTube TV. They were putting out ads like, "Hey, call these guys about, like, hey, just let them know, like we don't want to lose what we're going through." Then late October, they decided, no, we're not doing that, and they immediately blacked out all of ABC, all of Disney-owned channels, all their networks for 2 weeks, which included ESPN, ABC, FX, and the Disney channels. So during that week, so because of that, all of the people that watch TV via YouTube TV couldn't watch any of the games.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, two weeks later, they ended up reaching an agreement. The controversy is the person that got hurt the most is the consumer, because we are sick of this whole corporations fighting, and the person that gets shit on is the person that needs to watch this in order to access the games. Hell, SEC Shorts did a whole short regarding the blackout for YouTube TV. So they had to bring in all their one-shot characters to say how bad the game trying to find the games were.
Oh, it's worse for us international fans.
Oh my god!
Don't get me started. My only option is the random ESPN games that pop up on Disney Plus.
Uh-huh.
Or spend $300+ and get the NFL Network for a year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
which if I'm going to do, I'm going to do at the start of next season's playoffs, because then I get the full season. Because the playoffs are all on ESPN.
Right. I know, yes. I cover that.
I don't need to worry about if I get to watch the playoffs. I get them. But as a Bears fan, if I want to watch all the Bears games, I have to spend the money on the network.
Exactly. All right, so that's basically my big controversy. It wasn't like it's just corporations being stupid.
Greedy.
Yeah. All right, but now it's time for my favorite category, the what the fuck moment.
Yeah.
So
Now, as I said, I will be bringing up a person later on. Hey, Philip Rivers, what the fuck are you doing in the game?
So yeah, the Irsay sisters decided, hey, Philip Rivers, we don't have a quarterback. Can you play for for the rest of the year?
And he said yes, because damn kids cost money.
And he
Now,
actually did
that's
all
probably
right.
not the reason, but it is hilarious.
Yeah, but he actually did pretty well. All things considered.
Considering he's like 45?
44.
44. He's 44 years old, hasn't played in a bit, and he's coming on short notice, and it isn't the start of the season, so he can't build a rapport.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, like, I didn't expect him to win. But I also didn't expect him to play as well as he did. Crazy.
Yeah. So,
But you know what? I was very slightly tempted to say the what the fuck moment this season was the whole season.
But I think it kind of condensed into that one moment. It's like, hey, Philip Rivers is back. It's like, I'm sorry, what?
There have been multiple YouTube skits of someone coming out of a coma and hearing what's happening this season, and them being like, what?
Yep. Just watch all of Benchwarmer Brand's coma skits.
There's been more than just he's. They're all quite hilarious.
Yeah.
It's all about basically the same joke, but
yeah. But in any case,
anyway, yours?
I just have one question. Now, this entire year, I've been talking about one particular team and how they pissed me off. So I just need to ask, did the Jets piss off a hag this year? Because that is the only explanation to how how bad this team, how bad of a season this year was for the Jets. Let's get the obvious out of the way. Awful defense. Like one of the worst ranked
First defense to ever not get a interception.
Yes, first team to ever do that, and I think this according to, oh geez,
you could just end it there.
But I'm not. No, because everything around the Jets just didn't make a lick of sense. So not only did the Jets have an awful season, they fired both their offensive and defensive coordinators this year. They sent their two best defensive players off to teams that did not make the playoffs in exchange for draft picks.
I could understand that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you're gonna tank, fuck it. Tank properly, get a bunch of draft picks, and start a proper rebuild.
Yep. Also, again, this affected me personally. Their best player from the 2009 team passed away from kidney disease. So it just okay, now it feels like the universe is punishing the Jets. One of their players got shot in Manhattan, and to top it all off, at the end of the year, who is in the Super Bowl? The Patriots.
Hey,
and the quarterback you let go and you picked number 3 in the 2018 draft. Who the hell are you rooting for?
I'd be rooting, if I was a Jets fan, I'd be rooting for Sam Darnold, because screw the Patriots.
That would be the obvious thing to say. But of course, if I were a Jets fan, I'd be looking to. It's like I'd be looking to. Hey, the Knicks are actually doing pretty good. Let's watch them. because they certainly ain't gonna be rooting for the Rangers.
The Rangers are doing poorly.
Oh my god, they're awful. Uh,
I
but
can't talk. My teams are also doing poorly in NHL.
yeah, but you're not New York Rangers bad. Anyway, all right, let's get back into the good categories. Let's do. Okay, this is an obvious one. Let's do Play of the Year.
Now, I wrote my choice before the most recent play. Doesn't change who the award's going to.
Yeah.
So I wrote this before the divisional round games.
Yeah.
My first pick was the Iceman throwing deep against the Packers in the wild card round. And then he just does something 1,000 times better in the divisional round. Yeah, we didn't win, but it tied the game.
Yeah. Yeah, freaking Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams is so good.
Yeah, you got you
Fun
guys
to watch too.
You guys got your quarterback. I watched that live. Like, he did not make that throw. Like,
I was like, I saw him going back, and I was like, well, that's the end of our season. And then he threw it, and then it was caught, and I was like, go for two, win the game here. And then we didn't go for two, and we went to overtime and lost.
He had a good season. But my
Still
play,
great season.
yeah. But my play of the year, I said it in, I think this was probably when we did our week 16.
Yes.
Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell's insane catch versus the Lions.
Yes.
Like, I haven't seen a catch like that since I think Antonio Freeman in 2000.
There were so many good passes and catches this season.
Yeah, we had some really good ones, but I think that condensed all the really insane and great catches condensed into the Gainwell catch.
Insert Caleb Williams highlight reel here.
I just want to put Al Michaels. He did what?
Yes.
Oh God. Anyway, speaking of Week 16, it's time for Game of the Year. This was an obvious one, even though my personal
For
game.
you, it was obvious.
Yeah. Even though my personal Game of the Year is the one that I went to in Week 15 with the Pats and the Bills. Game of the Year for me, Week 16, Rams Seahawks on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Great game.
Such an amazing game. Going into overtime. I think the reason that I'm picking this is again, even though the blown lead with the Seahawks and the Rams, but going into overtime and utilizing the overtime rules to its fullest potential. Getting it Rams scored a touchdown to get the extra point. So Seahawks have to get not only do you have to get another touchdown, but they go for two. So that game. Oh, and also that game had my runner-up for Play of the Year with Zach Charbonnet's picking up the ball in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So yeah, that's also the reason I'm picking this as Game of the Year, because the heads-up play by Zach Charbonnet.
Yes. All very valid reasons. I haven't picked that one.
Okay, fair enough.
I picked Week 17, 49ers versus Bears, because Jesus Christ, they keep giving me heart attacks.
Oh my God, just touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. Like, someone end the game already.
And here's the thing. It wasn't like one team played... It wasn't like the 49ers got 42 points and then took off the gas and let Chicago catch back up. Yes, Chicago did catch back up, but it was not as big of a catch-up. It was, doable. Brock and Caleb played very similar. Caleb threw a lot more, but...
Yep.
mm, what else can I say about this game? Um, oh yeah, the game started with an interception touchdown.
mm-hmm.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it just like that game just kept go. That just kept going.
The
Like
scores kept going higher, and I was like, I didn't expect us to be 42 and 38.
love I've got the one video I was watching. They put the they did the audio from SpongeBob versus the Krabby Patty. I was like, hey, what? Like, I lost track of count. What day is it? 43. It was just like, how many points do we have to win by? He's like 43.
And here's the thing. Here's the big thing. The Bears were in front up until the very end.
Yeah.
It's like. Also, if I'm double checking my math correctly, let me just actually double check my math correctly. If the Bears had have won that game,
mm-hmm.
there was an outside chance of us getting the 1 seed off the Seahawks.
Mm.
We would have been 12. Oh no, wait, no, never mind. I've done my math wrong. But it would have also made the 49ers upset, because then they would have definitely not been able to catch up with the Rams and such.
Mm-hmm.
Also, probably would have. No, actually, it wouldn't have fucked us over. Huh.
All right.
If we won that, we wouldn't have been like, because we ended in the 2nd seed. The Packers would have still been the 7th seed. We still would have faced the Packers and beat them.
Mm.
I will not let the Packers forget about that.
All right. But anyway, final category, once again, the most important category, most valuable player. It came down to 2, but then 1 surged ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, our MVP for the 2025-2026 season, Drake May.
Yes. I'm gonna be honest. This season doesn't have like there isn't someone you can like point to at week like 10 and go, it's gonna be that person.
Which is funny because like it was we had a excuse me, we had a bunch like early on, like everyone's saying, oh, Daniel Jones is going to be the MVP category, and then he got injured. It's like, oh, okay, so it's going to be Baker Mayfield, and then his team fell off, and then it was like a 2-way race.
It's going to be Baker Mayfield. He's toad.
Yeah. But then it became a 2-way race between Stafford and May, because both those teams, Stafford with his supposedly bad back, propelling his team to the playoffs, and then Drake May carrying a former 4-13 team to 14-3, to the number 2 seed, and just watching him in person, and then just watching his field on my TV screen, I see like how good of a player this guy is. Like this, like I think I remember back like at the draft when Will Campbell got drafted. Like he was like the guy with like teary eyes. Like I'm going to the Pats to protect this guy. Like this guy is my quarterback. I'm going to do whatever I can. That is the hope, I think, that inspired a lot of pretty much all of the entire team around Drake May to do as well as he did. The stats this year: 354 completions on 492 attempts, so a 72% completion rating. 4,000 yards passing. 31 touchdown to 8 interceptions. Passer rating of 113.5. Dude did really well. And the guy knows the heads up plays. The best example that I can point to is in the AFC Championship game, getting that first down to seal the win. Because the guy was dead to rights. He had nobody to throw to, so he had to make that 6 yard run to secure the win. I think that's what secured him the MVP for me.
Yeah, without doubt.
Yeah.
Like, how to there wasn't this year. There wasn't many that I could like a quarterback or a player that I can point to and go, they were the best.
Mm-hmm.
They were clearly the best. I think a lot of the people who we were hoping this year would be that player had either an injury happen or had a tough schedule, so they couldn't shine as much. Where Drake May just played really good, consistent football for his team.
Right.
And this year, that's all that you really needed.
Mm-hmm. And with that,
and before people say yes, we did take into account the schedule. It's it did help him, but not enough for us to be like, we're going to go with Matthew Stafford.
Yeah. All right. And yeah, so congratulations, Drake May. You are our MVP for this year. And now, finally, it is time to predict Super Bowl 60. It is a rematch of Super Bowl 49. Seahawks will be taking on the New England Patriots. Leah, who is your winner and why?
Seahawks. They're just better. They're a more well-rounded team. And I think they are also the most difficult team that the Patriots have had to face this year.
Yeah.
Goes without saying, I don't think they beat the Broncos if it's Bo Nix as their QB.
I agree. And for me, this is tough. Because it's either root for Sam Darnold, quarterback who should have taken the Jets to honestly where the Seahawks are now, or root for the Patriots.
You're also you were a Jets fan.
Yeah.
You are now a Bills fan.
Yep.
There's kind of only one option.
Yeah. Yep. So my pick for this year, Sam Darnold will not see ghosts against the Patriots. He will get the win. Seahawks win. And I just did a coin flip for who the AI is picking. The coin has selected the Patriots to win.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, thank you so much, everybody, this year for joining us for the Haymakers. It's been a long year. I know there was a lot of stuff that happened in regards to scheduling, uploading videos, and people couldn't be here for other reasons. But hopefully next year, we will be working on getting a new channel up, so that way we don't have these issues anymore. So until then, this is the Haymakers signing out, probably for the last time.